Yep.
Well, that looks some bad, but we're good. All right, is everybody there? We're all set?
Yes, we're all set.
Hey, this is Davin with Hagerty and our Redline Rebuild Update Live. Now, yesterday, if you tuned in, we played around with this 50 Chevy and I could not get spark with it. Now, like anyone with, I'll say anyone with something on their mind in the middle of the night has that aha moment. I came to work this morning and I'm like, you know what? I bet you the condenser is completely shot in not allowing the secondary circuit of the coil to fire. Now, granted, I also had to get up and make sure that I was thinking correct and how all that stuff works because I am not an electrical engineer by any stretch. So, looking at that yesterday, yes, I disconnected the condenser thinking that might be shorting things out. Well, if it's completely dead, it won't allow that secondary circuit to fire. Long story short, new condensers in there, and a few moments ago, I had Ben hit the key, or I'm sorry, the push button on the floor. I was holding on to the spark plug wire and the hot wire going to the coil, exactly like you should not. And I'm gonna tell you what, I don't need that cup of coffee anymore today because I got a lot of voltage ran through and my fingertips are still good and my heart's pumping just like it should. So we have now expectations.
Thank goodness it's still pumping.
It is still pumping. That we have spark now, so we can see if we can get this fired. I want to see it puff something. I don't know. I don't want to give up. We went through yesterday, and obviously we started disassembling it to get the motor out, radiators off, fans out, the drive shafts off of it. But everything else is still here. So we're going to make the final attempt. I promise you, I won't do it if it doesn't work. We're not going any further. But it just couldn't leave well enough alone. Surprise. So all right, we're gonna try this. A little fresh pour here.
Sorry, our camera work isn't as fancy as yesterday.
Yeah, we don't have this. We're on a skeleton crew here today. So I'm just gonna. I know we have spark. We check that. You tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, I'm gonna connect the hot wire. All right, go ahead.
Ready?
Yep, go ahead. All right.
Yes. I get a high five on that.
Heck yeah. So that was basically for the record to prove that we're not complete ding-dongs. Wow, that's cool. So not only does the starter work now,
Yes.
it turns over and it'll run.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool, eh?
Should we go
So that little, gosh, it was like a $2.40 condenser that, quite honestly, up to this point, I've always looked at as, bah, what do we need that for? And, I mean, you always replace it when you put it in a condenser because you get it, or points because you get it as a kit, blah, blah, blah. But never really put a whole lot of worth to them. So, obviously, change your condenser. So,
do you want to walk through kind of yesterday and into today, like?
yeah. Yeah,
Just
so,
let's do where the truck came from, what it is, what we did yesterday, try and get it started, what you did today, and then we'll fire it up one more time for anybody else just tuning in.
All right, cool. Yeah, so here's the backstory on the truck in this project in general. So Tom Cotter was up here a few weeks ago doing a barn find up in Traverse City, and he stumbled on a bunch of cars that are literally 2 miles as a crow flies from our video garage. It's one of those things you drive by all the time. I've lived here all my life, driven by the place. You see a car out front, no big deal. But what's back behind the gate is like, oh, what is here? And there's about 30 cars. So there's a barn find hunter that goes through those. You can see that. There's also, later on, we'll be doing the same type of function here with a 57 Oldsmobile that has the tri-power convertible. It's gorgeous car, and been sitting in the barn. So at any rate, truly sitting in the barn. This vehicle was sitting in a driveway, if you will, behind the barn, next to the woods, but the driveway is a parking lot full of T-Birds, Volkswagens, there's a Ranchero, I think you get the picture of a lot of stuff that's just sunk into the ground. And again, that's on that barn find episode as well. And this was certainly sunk into the ground, but being a truck, it's up off the ground a little bit, so this frame was solid. We looked the truck over, we lifted the hood, and did some prying on the crank there, and saw that it had some movement. So we're like, all right, we want to get this one. The idea is, so then we brought it in just a couple days ago, or 2 days ago. Brought it in, blew it off, got all kinds of stuff that was in the bed out, and just rat's nests and the normal stuff and sitting outside. Pulled the air cleaner off at this point and said, hey, let's see if we can get this to run. We messed around yesterday for a while on live stream, and we made progress. We got it freed up to the point where it would turn all the way around. The starter broke loose immediately and was turning it over, and we fiddled around with thinking maybe the coil was bad and put a different coil on it and cleaned the points, put fresh plugs in it. We did just the kind of real general stuff because all we wanted to do is see if it would run. This motor is going to come out today. We started taking out last afternoon, and but we wanted to see that it started. It's like one of those, just one of those things. Will it start? And well, we got it to bark up. Yesterday we ended with, I can't get any fire. I have all the things to make it spark, but I can't get the spark to go from the cap to the plugs. And kicking things around last night, finally I'm like, that condenser has to have more meaning than just a placeholder underneath the cap. And did some real quick research, spoke with a friend of mine, and he's like, oh yeah, we definitely got to go, you got to put a new condenser, that's certainly your problem. Because you could see the points arcing, but then it wouldn't go anywhere. And the condenser is part of the circuit relative to the secondaries of the coil. So that's what gives you the juice, builds up and then drops the juice to your plugs. Ben come in this morning, started laughing at me because I had got the truck down on the ground, and he can see that I'm fiddling with it again to try to get it to run. And he's like, really? Are you really going to try more? I'm like, yes, condenser's got to go. We got to swap the condenser and give it a shot. So swapped out the condenser. Just before we went live, I'm like, well, let's just see if we got spark. If we don't have any spark, there's no point in going live. Well, I'm going to tell you what, all the voltage of that coil went from my left hand to my right hand, so there's definitely spark. So that's where we fired things up. And just a few minutes ago, at the beginning of this, we fired the truck up, and it was purring with a Dawn dish soap bottle of fuel, just dumping it down the carburetor's throat, and it was running from that standpoint.
Hey everyone, we said at the beginning we don't have the same setup that we did yesterday, so quit complaining about the microphone. What you get is what you get.
Yeah.
His mic's hooked up to something different.
Yeah, sorry it's not as clean as yesterday. We're truly with just an iPhone here today. So, but anyhow, that's where things are at. Keep watching the Redline looking for the Redline updates. Of course, the Barn Find Hunter stuff and the Redline videos in general. If you're not familiar with those, certainly go to our YouTube page and look for those, and please subscribe and follow along. We appreciate all your positive comments and the ones that are critiques. That's cool. We don't have a problem with that. I am by far no expert and always interested in more information. So throw it at us, and we're going to close this out
Give it one more
with
time.
one more whirl. Yep. Yep. All right, don't hit anything yet.
Yeah. You let me know.
All right, we're connected. All right, go ahead.
Here we go.
We'll get the gas bottle on there. All right. But there. It runs. A little redemption. I'm sorry, but that was personal, and I don't like anything to beat me. So there we have it. We're now. This is coming out. There's no way around it. It is coming out. This will be out this afternoon, and off to the machine shop. So stick around, watch for the updates, and we'll see you on the flip side.